Hello, and welcome to the War of the Pacific, where it is the 14th of March, 1942, in the Wirraway versus Encircled play-by-mail campaign. Today we've got some pretty significant operations going on. Our first major deliberate attack in Manila. Uh, we're going to test the air defenses uh, of the Allies over Nagpur in India with some sweeps. Looks like destroyers at the Allied destroyers at Vaveu. So typically when he's doing these night naval bombardment, that's actually sort of a raid just to try to catch shipping there. His intention isn't actually necessarily to bombard the island. They had withdrawn the transports, so they escaped. One of the disadvantages of the raid style is his ships won't react if my ships have moved just a hex or two away. But the advantage is they get in and get out. So shipping off the coast of India or ASW task forces, equally likely. Okay, so sweeps. So the entire AVG is there. To even sweeps, at least the initial reports, pretty unfavorable to our sweepers. For all the complaints people used to make about how overpowered sweeps were, if you have a good dense layered cap, it's definitely not. The sweeps aren't overpowering. Obviously, if you have much better aircraft, but so it looks like second sweeps were more successful. So you typically, as the Japanese, losing on these sort of sweep 2-1 in pilots. It is tough to train enough Navy fighter pilots, even when using float planes, every available platform to train them. Harrison, Dutch regiment, looks like it's on its last legs given the number of destroyed squads to disabled. bit of supply hits recorded there. Sally's supporting what could be the last push to take Urumqi. Lily's bombing Dutch guerrillas. Sally's doing preparatory work for offensive or the attack on Lashio. 12,000 feet. Flak continues to take a toll on the Sonias. Allied air hits my troops at Nagpur and the 56th Recon Regiment. It's medium bombers. Heavy sweeps over Viz. Interesting. Okay. I guess they weren't sweeps. Hurricanes in a fighter bomber role. And B-17s and air cobras. What do you have about against Viz? I'm not sure what's going on there. It's obviously looking for weakness. Lily's just doing some fort building suppression at Lanzhou. See how the ground combat goes. It's almost nothing left of these units. They're out of supply. That's just the tanks attacking. Okay, Manila. Okay, forts are down to 1. ended up with about 1.5 to 1. Decent amount of disablements. So unless he reinforces from Clark, which would be to our advantage, we'll have Manila relatively soon. Urumqi opted for a shock attack, which turned out to be successful with little to no losses. Looking at his units, couple weak Indian divisions, the relatively veteran 6th, veteran Marine Corps tank battalion, good bit of American artillery, and that the 6th Medium Regiment, British. Those are excellent artillery units. Probably only Russian units are better. Nice exchange ratio for us there, though. Note we're only 1 to 1 currently. It's a shocked attack across the river. Guerrillas didn't get anything there. We'd flown in an infantry company essentially from Singapore to hold that when reports he was across the river. So he's still trying to dislodge the 56th Recon Regiment. Okay. Small unit of paratroopers tries to grab Rokanada and finds. Looks like he railed in probably a element of an American division. Okay. And that small company-sized unit of paratroopers was destroyed. Okay, let's speed through the end of the turn. Take a look around. Losses look like they were just a little less than 1 to 1, but of course we would have lost 2 to 1 in pilots. Better than it looked like just from the combat results. So let's just check and see how the math. So 25 zeros. 9 AVG export versions of P40 and 7 Hurricanes, along with ops losses for those airframes. At least 2 to 1 in terms of our pilot losses. And that's a those are our best sweeping Sentais, large 45 sized uh, zero squadrons. And they end up on the losing end of that area of combat. So that's going to be tricky to force. Let's check and see what condition we're in at Lashio. Everybody looks ready to go. Just need to reform the second tie and make our attack there. Just about ready, getting close. Let's see, to forcing the river here so we can continue our turning move at Welland. This fight's almost over. This fight is over. Oil was largely captured and packed, but of course, there's plenty of anecdotal evidence that that won't actually benefit the Japanese economy. That simply too far for the oil to travel. We'll, uh, I think, I've heard that that is true, but nevertheless, Japanese army, uh, Japanese army is unaware of those simple logistics considerations. Let's take a quick tour of the Aleutians. No sign of any significant buildups. Akutan and Cold Bay are growing, or Akutan is growing. Carriers are on the return journey to enter the Indian Ocean. And we're generally in good shape in our Fiji campaign. Again, not a main effort, but and then holding Fiji and the surrounding islands will make it harder for the Allies to uh, launch a successful counterattack, certainly in SOPAC. And right now, it hasn't become a tar baby for us. So it's other than stretching our logistics. Second Battalion, 81st Naval Guard unit did its job, just company-sized unit, not even company, large platoon. Okay, I don't usually look at pilot losses that much because you have to use you, you can see the you have to use your men and equipment. Tynan Coup 2 KA, but 6 MIA. Maybe we'll get one or two of those back. Third coup 10 KIA and 6 MIA. So third coup got pretty beat up. Of course, the veteran pilots not so much, or that they're all veteran pilots, but you can see you're probably losing quite a few mid 70s experienced pilots. isn't sustainable. You have to throw cannon fodder in and just see if you can wear him down. You check. You want to see your top pilots, so it's only if they have a kill before. Look at third coup. So Ito, Bagheera, Masayama, Kubo, Makai, Muto, what's Atsuki. That's probably, these guys probably were all uh, casualties of those sweeps over Nagpur. Again, I don't recommend focusing too much on individual pilots. If you do, you're missing the bigger point. But nevertheless, it's you know basically the two best uh, Sentais that are available were not able to even achieve 1-to-1 on sweeps over Nagpur. So you got to approach that differently. Anyway, uh, on that cheery note, I look forward to our next chance to talk.